Hi, Ray here. I'm playing a Rockstar Ate My Hamster. Developed by Codemasters in 1988 and exclusively released in Europe for the Commodore 64, Atari ST, ZX Spectrum and Amstrad CPC. This title was based on a headline from The Sun about a British musician who allegedly ate his girlfriend's pet, which turned out to be just a publicity stunt. You play as Cecil and Clive, two managers who aren't being very successful in their theatre company and decide to start a rockstar management business. So as you can assume, this is a management strategy game. You pick the number of people you want in your band, and the rockstars who are going to make it up. You need to consider their weekly wages and your allowance. They're all based off famous singers and bands, and you're bound to recognize at least a few. I picked as many stars as I could because that seemed like a safe bet. Iggy Karas because he's cool. Rick Ghastly because internet. Gracie Shepperson because she's cheap. And Scratch and Sniffer because they're two and that makes 5 and I like an even numbers better. Name your band, pick the quality of your equipment and you're ready to go. The objective of the game is to earn 4 gold discs within a year. And for that you need to keep your singles in the top 5. It doesn't matter how much money you have in the end, if you don't have 4 gold discs, you lose. At first your options are practice, gig, publicity and gifts. Start by practicing to make sure your band sounds amazing. In gigs, the important part is that you have a good balance in what you're going to spend, the popularity of your band, and how much you're going to charge depending on the capacity of the place you rent. This is where you can make the most money, so pick carefully. Publicity is what it sounds. However, you can't control how they turn out. Apparently, it's a good thing to have boobies on the front page. But bad publicity can harm your band. They can also die during publicity stunts, and it actually does happen quite often, so use with caution. Unlike real life, dying does not boost your sales. And if you're wondering if it's possible for your entire band to die, yes it is. It's good to give gifts to your band members once in a while, because it's less likely that they throw a tantrum if you do. Like when Iggy decided to quit because I didn't give him a lorry load of vodka. In order to avoid petty requests from your stars, try to frequently give them gifts that fit your budget. After a few gigs, you'll eventually get an offer for a recording contract. Pick whichever you think is best. I took whatever came first because the gap between the offers is a bit too long. 2 new options will pop up on your menu: record and release. When you decide to record, make sure you have enough money to pay weekly wages for the time you'll spend recording. And then you'll be able to release singles and albums. Getting to the charts is not easy. My gigs were sold out and I made them practice at least 2 days every 2 months. Now, some things you can't really control. Publicity stunts can go either very good or very bad. I've tried to keep a balance between gigs and publicity stunts. But when they kept going bad or killing band members, I've decided to do a playthrough without any publicity, and I can't say it made that much of a difference. Charity gigs can also benefit your band. But if you reject a good charity or take up a bad one, it will be really harmful. And the only way you know whether it's good or bad is after you say yes or no. Having a sponsor is good when you're starting and need money. But if something goes wrong with a company, that will also harm your band's name. And at some point, someone will try to pirate your music and you'll have to act on that as well. I decided to do a run with no sponsors, very little publicity stunts and giving my band presents frequently. Basically, all they did was practice and perform on gigs until I had enough money for a decent video clip. When you release a single, you also have to consider what kind of video clip you'll have and who's going to direct it. I couldn't tell how much of a difference it made between boobs or zombies. This was a fun game, but the unknown factors pissed me off a bit. The best I got was a gold disc by the end of the year, and I couldn't figure out what made the rating go up or down. I tried different kinds of gameplay, but I couldn't tell what improved and what didn't. How much influence does a star have? Are the expensive ones more likely to succeed? Does the equipment quality make such a difference? Why doesn't touring help with publicity even though the concerts are constantly sold out? Is there such a thing as too much touring? And why didn't the high-cost videos get significantly higher than the low-cost ones? Is the timing of the album release the only thing that matters? In no part of the game you can see your immediate progress, so you basically have to guess what you're doing right or wrong. It all feels very much left to chance. I think I'm better off listening to rock bands and trying to manage them. So that will be it for this one. I'll talk to you next time. Bye!